industry well enough to ask you the detailed questions. Certain industries, there are specifics that you're going to have that another industry isn't going to have. And having a professional behind you that can ask those detailed questions, looking at your expenses, and it's like, okay, so you're a cleaning company, you're on the road all the time, you're going from house to house, yet I don't see any auto expense. Why? Whereas you've got an attorney's office and they're all sitting locked in and you've got $10,000 in auto. What's that about? Mm-hmm. So it's learning what's specific to your industry, what you're looking for, what you're not looking for, and having someone help you.
Can you also explain what you meant by chart of accounts a little?
Okay. Thanks. So chart of accounts literally is when you look at a financial report and it tells you that you have revenue, whatever your sales, whatever your income lines are, your expenses, your auto, your marketing, your office supplies, etc. That's the chart of accounts. It tells you the verbiage of where the money's going to and where the money's coming from.
What is like a typical day for you?
I don't think there's such a thing as typical.
I'll try to be nice.
A typical day for me, wow. Come in the morning, check emails, with us being a 24/7 world now anymore with email and stuff like that. Usually I can leave the office at 7:00 at night, come back in the next morning, we'll say 7. And overnight I've got 10 emails, so the first thing is check emails, see what fires there are to put out. And then it's looking at the priority list. If it's early in the month, we know that payroll taxes have to be paid by the 15th. We know that there's certain payrolls we have to run every week or biweekly. So those are our hot button issues. We make sure that payroll is always handled, taken care of first. Payroll taxes are taken care of first. Then it's looking at, okay, again, where are we in the month? Are we looking at sales tax and getting sales tax payments made and reconciliation? So it's come in the morning, it's check the emails, it's do some bookkeeping, keep on top of emails, answering phone calls. And, if somebody's world starts burning down, it's shelving all that temporarily, putting that fire out in their opinion, and then back to more bookkeeping, etc.
So if I'm a business owner and I come in your office with a pile of paperwork for you and I want you to kind of help me, what would your steps be? How could you help me? Will it be a 10-minute consultation, or will we immediately start tackling it, or will we spread it out, or what exactly would you do if I come in?
So the first contact we have with anyone is we try to ask a few questions and try to see if we can find out what they're doing, how they're doing, if they're doing anything. Then when we finally sit down face to face with them, we do a free 1-hour consultation. Sometimes 1 hour comes 2 hours. It is what it is. And just try to find out what the business owner is doing and talk to them a little bit about what their goals are and what they're trying to accomplish. Because no one's in business just for the fun of it. The end goal is to make money. But what are you trying to make money for? Why are you there? Are you retired and you just want a little something to keep you busy because you don't have to? Or are you just starting out, you're 20-something and you've got a great idea that you want to sell to the world? Mm-hmm. Is it extra income where you've got a full-time job and you're doing something on the side because you need extra income? So what is the goal of your business? What is your thought process? Is this the business that's going to sustain your family of 5? So once we try to figure out what their goal is and where they're trying to go, then we'll start digging into, okay, let's look at what you've got so far. Once we see if they've got anything, then we start digging into the boxes of receipts, etc., whatever they bring to us.
So basically, you really are like a little coach, life coach, with dealing with finances.
Well,
in a sense, because
I wouldn't quite go that far, because being a bookkeeper, we don't give any kind of financial advice. Right. 0. We can't do anything like that. But what we can do is teach them how to read the reports to understand what their business is doing. And by understanding them and what they're trying to accomplish gives us the opportunity to figure out, we're back to that chart of accounts, how to lay out a chart of accounts that explains their bookkeeping to them so that it makes sense towards that end goal.
Mm-hmm. So why did you get into accounting? What was your reason? Tell it. Come on, bring it out.
Okay. So all through school, hated math, not working with numbers, not going to do it. Wanted to go into a whole different world at first, and found out that I kept getting pushed towards the numbers and just kept getting pushed towards the numbers. Applied to be a teacher's aide and ended up as a bookkeeper in a cafeteria with no experience being a bookkeeper. Got out of that through life changes. Next thing I know, I'm back in a back office again, working for an electrical contractor doing bookkeeping again. It just kept pushing me back no matter where I went. I kept ending up back in the back office. And while I liked what I was doing, I went through auditing. I've got a background with HR and personnel and payroll and stuff like that. I liked what I was doing, but it was still something missing. And I ended up in a situation where I was doing bookkeeping for small businesses and saw what a need there was. A lot of people either try to take it on themselves and don't understand what they're doing, or they'll make the mistake of trying to hire somebody full-time to do bookkeeping, and they're just a small little business, and they're wasting the resources. They didn't need a bookkeeper full-time. They didn't even need them 20 hours a week. So when I saw what the need there was, and then started seeing that, the business owner doesn't need to stop their day for me. I need to make my day fit their day so that they can continue to make money. They don't make money, they don't pay me, is bottom line.
Right.
So why don't I make their life a little bit easier? Mm-hmm. And I find nothing more rewarding in life than to take a business. I've got a brand new client that I just took on last month and going through their stuff. And I have found so many errors and found out that this gentleman has had a business for 10 years, has had somebody doing all of the bookkeeping work, but because it was through a different situation, they never gave him any financials until the end of the year. So the only time he ever knew how his business was going is when it was time to pay taxes. Mm. And that was so heartbreaking to me, because how does he know what his business is doing? Just walking in and paying taxes doesn't tell him anything. So the past month, we have been just tearing apart his entire world for 2016 and rebuilding it, and have found so many things in his world. And he is 6'7", literally played football in high school and in college, so big guy, and literally sat in my office and started crying because he was so impressed with what he has been able to accomplish, and he's never seen what he was able to accomplish, and now he can see it.
Well, see, this is why I said life coach. And even though you don't go into the financial part of it, you are more than just coming in and sharing with us about bookkeeping. You're telling us and showing us that we can not only do and master our business, but we can also master the finances. We can also master what we're lacking in a sense. And that's important, because even for me, when I first came, I was so, girl, I was just tore. I'm going to tell you again, I was really tore up because I didn't know. And there were times when I did cry in your office because I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so frustrating.
Yeah.
And so this is real situations, but I think the thing of it is, and everyone really need to know, is that you're not just a bookkeeper that's coming after and wanting their money. You're actually someone who really is passionate about helping you to succeed. And when you were telling us that story about that young man, that's all I kept seeing. You helped him to see the potential in himself, as well as what he can do, what his business has done, and how he could keep moving forward.
True. Okay, I'll give it to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But is there a time that you've had clients that you had to decline?
I have not yet. No, I will take that back. There was one client, potential client, that in conversation, I did not feel comfortable with their thoughts and how they were putting their thoughts out. While I am all about the small business owner keeping the money in their pocket and growing their business and doing everything legit so that they don't get in trouble with the IRS, because they work for the money, the IRS is not. So I'm all about helping them keep that money in their pocket. I'm not going to do anything that's unethical.
Right.
And listening to this person, I did not get a good, comfortable feel about how they wanted things recorded. So I told them that basically I didn't feel we were going to be able to service their needs at that time. So it's the only time that it's happened. Not going to say that it won't happen again, but it did happen once.
So how do you feel once you've made that decision and you made that stance for the integrity of your company? How do you feel about that?
Oh, fantastic. Absolutely. Because a bookkeeper's only as good as their reputation.
That's
You know, I can be as good as I can be the best bookkeeper in the world, which I'm not saying that, but all it takes is one person to not be happy with it. I could have done everything right, but if they're not happy and they're out telling everybody that we didn't do a good job for them, you're only as good as your reputation. You know, perception is reality. So it's very important to me to make sure that we have that right communication and can have that positive
input. Okay, gotcha. So, I know you just, I know you started your company on your own. So can you, I want you to tell everybody the process. You don't have to go into all detail, but I want my listeners to know how you branched out on your own after working with someone else. You don't have to mention names, but that you did it. You know what I'm saying? And now because you moved out on your own, people from all over Brevard is coming to you. So could you let us hear your success story?
What it boiled down to is I was in a situation where I was doing bookkeeping for small businesses for someone else. While I enjoyed the clients that I was working with and enjoyed what I was doing, there was a piece of customer service that I felt was not me. And I wanted to be able to offer customer service my way. So my thought was at first, after some encouraging words from friends and business mentors, the thought was just to go out and take care of a few basic clients. I had a CPA that was willing to send me clients that he knew needed help. I was going to work from home or go onto their sites, and that was what it was going to be. And I started out on my own April 20th of 2015. After less than a year, I was inundated with phone calls, and I had somebody help me part-time working. She came and she helped me at my house a couple days a week, and I was able to send her out to clients. July of last year, we moved into an office. It was just the two of us, and I haven't even told you this. As of this week, we have moved next door into a bigger office, and I'm hiring my 5th employee hopefully today. The phone has been ringing. The emails have been going. It is 100% referral based. I have CPAs that are calling me. I had a CPA that I've never met in my life call and say, I know you do bookkeeping for such and such a company. I like what you're doing. Can I send you 2 of my clients that need help? So it's just been an amazing 2 years that I never anticipated being what it is.
I as I listen to you, I just see that it's because of the way you treat people, Sharon. We all want to be treated with respect. We all want to be treated right. We all want to feel that we're loved and we're accepted. If someone really do genuinely care about us. And I didn't doubt that you wouldn't move up. I didn't doubt that you wouldn't be in a bigger building. Because of the way you are, you're not just all about the money, even though you make money, but it really is about benefiting the needs of others. And that's what success is.
It is.
Success is not about the dollars. It's about how you touching people's lives. And you do that every day.
The dollars come.
Yeah.
I don't mean to sound trite with that. But it's not about that. Yes, that's why I'm in business. Yes, that's what we need so that I can pay the people that are sitting in my office working with me. That comes in time. The important thing is building the relationships and letting people know that you're there to help them. Because I am. I love when a business owner sees their financials for the first time It sounds very dorky, very nerdy, whatever.